My name is Pat Hamilton, and this is Hamilton Handmade. So I got a quick video for you guys today. It is about time for me to do a little bit of maintenance on two of my saws. My compound miter saw and my table saw are in need of a brand new blade. Now I'm gonna just swap out the same old blade for my compound miter saw, and I'm gonna go with a finer tooth cut for my table saw. I have some finer work coming up and I think it'll come in handy. So today, I'm going to show you how to swap out a blade on both a table saw and a compound miter saw. I'm gonna start with the compound miter saw, but if you're only interested in how to swap out the blade on a table saw, go ahead and skip to this time right about there. So let's go ahead and jump in. I hope you enjoy. All right, first things first, we need to make sure that our saw is completely unplugged before we begin any further. Once you ensure that there is no power running to the saw, it's time to remove this guard right here. Just a bit, so that way we can gain access to the nut and bolt that is holding this blade in. On my saw, there's a set screw right here. If you loosen that up, it allows you to push this guard back just a bit, revealing that nut.
Using a Phillips head screwdriver, loosen up the set screw holding in the blade guard. This will reveal the connection to the saw blade.
Now you want to lock that blade in place. Mine has a little button right here. You just press that button down and move the blade until it is locked for you to be able to unscrew that bolt. Now some of these are a bit different. Most have a button similar to this, but the other alternative is to place a piece of wood down at the bottom and lock your blade in while you loosen up that bolt.
While holding down the blade lock, use an adjustable wrench to loosen up the bolt and finish the rest by hand. One big thing to note is that the threads are in reverse, so it is the exact opposite of lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. When adding in the new blade, make sure that your teeth are pointing down, spinning towards the operator. It goes without saying that this blade is sharp, so be careful not to cut yourself. The large washer is called a blade clamp washer. This holds the blade in place. Make sure that this is seated before you tighten everything up. If not, your blade will spin freely and make for a very dangerous game of ultimate frisbee. Tighten everything up by hand. Remember, it's the opposite of lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. And then give it a quarter turn using your adjustable wrench. Add back on the blade guard using your Phillips head screwdriver, and you're good to go, my friend.
The number one thing that you want to do before you start on anything is to make sure that your table saw is completely unplugged. Now we're gonna start dipping in to change out this blade. Next, you wanna take off this cover. Then you're gonna need to grab some wrenches. My saw came with two, and most contractor grade saws do. Now, you can also use just regular C-wrenches or adjustable wrenches as well, but if your saw came with it, that is the easiest tool to use for the job.
We start by raising the blade as high as it will go.
Now we're going to want to move the riving knife. We're going to do so by twisting off this adjust right here.
On my model, you twist to loosen and then press the knob down to release. Now it's time to bust out those wrenches. Use the open wrench and slide it between the blade and motor to lock your blade in place. The closed wrench will go on the nut holding the blade in place. Loosen it up using both wrenches and then finish the rest by hand. Slide the blade out carefully, not to cut yourself. When adding in the new blade, make sure that the teeth are spinning down towards the operator. The front of my saw is at the top of my screen for reference. Slide the blade on, add the blade locking washer, and start tightening the nut by hand. Use your wrenches to give it a good tighten. Add back in the riving knife. This is a super important safety feature, and you want to make sure that you have this in place. Now lower your blade back down. Pop your blade guard back on, and you are good to go, my friend.
All right, another job knocked out. We have brand new blades on both of our saws, and we could go ahead and jump back with our normal everyday woodworking. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments or a better way to do things, I would love to hear about it down below in the comments section. I'd love for you to like this video, share this video, and be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss another Hamilton handmade project. Huge shout out to my subscribers. We have officially hit over 100, and I am ecstatic. We are continuing to grow, and if you have not subscribed, please join in all the fun and be sure to ring that bell. My name is Pat Hamilton, and this was Hamilton Handmade.